martial arts is always bringing you how warriors fight or how warriors train, but how do warriors get from one location to another? And they have a sport called parkour, or actually a philosophy of way of life called parkour. So I'm here with Tim Livewire Shieff, who's going to explain to me what parkour is and what it's all about.
Parkour basically is a training. Some people see it as the most efficient way from one point to another, so you get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible, moving through the environment. Generally in a straight line is the most efficient way, but then we train flips and things like that as well. Some people call this free running, just for our own spatial awareness, and it keeps us strong, you know.
So is there a difference between free running and parkour?
I mean, some people say parkour is strictly efficiency and free running is including flips and making it look aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But we all train the same thing in the same areas, so to me it's all one movement. Parkour originated in France, in a small suburb of Paris called Nice. About 20 years ago, a guy called David Bell and his friend Sébastien Foucan. Parkour in France means obstacle coursing, but it's spelt with a C, so he gave it a K to make it sound more hardcore, and trained every day, day in, day out, made it his life, you know, to get through his environment efficiently if there was an emergency. You might have seen it in Casino Royale. The Office did a spoof of it a few weeks ago. I was on Jimmy Fallon last week. There's going to be on the Today Show next week, and then there's going to be the Ultimate Parkour Challenge on 22nd of October on MTV. Yeah, that's featuring me and 7 other athletes from the World Free Running Parkour Federation.
David Thompson is joining us also today, and he's one of the co-founders of the WFPF. And I wanted to talk to you about what are some of your goals for the Federation and where do you see it going?
I think one of the main goals that we all feel, the athletes that we're collaborating with, is really being inclusive of not only the whole American community, but of the world community.
People come from every background, you know. There are like maybe 50% have done a martial art at some stage, so they do share that philosophical mindset of mind and body as one, you know. And then I was a breakdancer. There's not that many breakdancers, but there's a few starting to get into it now. They start to see the fun in it, you know. Then there's some people that did gymnastics that just wanted more of a challenge, because gymnastics is so structured, like you have to do this, and they were always trying to play around. So it's generally that kind of background where you're very good mind and body combined, you know.
How do you think some of these movements would help martial artists?
It would just help you if you were to have a fight in an environment that wasn't, you know, just a ring or just an octagon, more of a, maybe a street scenario. You could come up with ways if you needed to get out of the fight or get to help someone fast. It would just help you, you know, be more ninja-like.
These guys are well trained. It's a discipline. A lot of it has definitely psychological, I would say, disciplinary roots in martial arts, and the same philosophy. Almost, I'd say every free runner loves Bruce Lee. Any
speeches I do here, I'm like, this dude knows what it's about, and this is exactly what I feel in my parkour. You know, at school I used to like walk on my hands and things like that, and the teacher like, don't do that, it's dangerous and all this stuff, and you're like, whoa. And then you get to like 16 and you realise, why shouldn't I do that? You know, that's just who I am, that's me being me. And so I saw parkour and I was just wanted to be like a kid and play around in the urban environment, and then eventually you realise, yeah, you know, this is deeper than I thought it was. It's not just me wanting to play, it's like, it's just who I am. You know, I'm always trying to be creative, I've got quite an open mind, and whenever I'm in a new environment, I'm always trying to come up with new things, you know. If you're creative, you know, everything else falls into place behind that. You get a third vision when you're walking around, just around the street, you start seeing these walls, and then you get ideas of what movements you can do. And from previous experiences in similar locations, similar size gaps, you're aware of your abilities. People say, oh, kids are going to copy you and hurt themselves, but it's like, what are you talking about? We're copying kids. You know, we're trying to be like kids. They build playgrounds for kids to play on. This is like an evolved stage of that into adulthood, where we're finding playgrounds in everyday environment.
I noticed, really similar to martial arts, especially Kung Fu, that there's a lot of animal names to the movements. Can you talk to me more about that?
Again, like, it is very much a natural sport, and it's going back to nature, and you know, we all aspire to be like monkeys and gibbons and be able to climb like them, and then like jump like kangaroos and lions and things, you know what I mean? So the moves are like cat leap and things like that, because cats can scale walls and jump to walls so much better than humans believe they can. So we're trying to get back to nature and back to that method. There are some people that don't agree with competition because, you know, it's just a way of life and it's an art form, it's hard to judge it. But, you know, someone said, do you want to do it? I was like, okay, you know, I don't mind. I don't train specifically for it, but I got involved. And it's a good opportunity, you know, to get yourself out there. And they have four pieces of criteria to judge on: fluidity, creativity, execution, and difficulty. So yeah, the 4 pieces of criteria, I just tried to match them, and I came out on top. It will be bigger than skateboarding. Give it 10 years, it will be up there. There'll be competitions above it. There'll be so many DVDs being out. There'll be every aspect of skateboarding, but with freerunners, there'll be the Tony Hawks of freerunning.
If you think kind of the movement of skateboarding was very similar back in the 70s.
People try and put a cap on this sport, say, oh, what are you going to do when you get to 30? But David Bell's 35 and he's still going strong, and he invented the sport. So you can keep doing it. If you're soft and strong, it's perfect. Go out there and either just watch them or try and get involved. Just look around your environment in a different way. Just open your eyes a bit more, and you start to then understand why we do this.